You wake up out of bed with a jolt. Your heart is racing and you've broken into a sweat. Around your room, it's pitch black. Darkness greets you at every angle. What time is it? You grab your phone and the screen beams brightly at you. You squint your eyes at the digital clock and you read that it's 3 a.m. Suddenly, your heart drops and a chill begins to crawl up your spine. Why'd you wake up exactly at 3 a.m.? The shadows around your room begin to morph into something completely different than what it originally was. That rack that you've hung your coat on? It's not a rack anymore. It's the Hat Man, complete with a cloak and a hat. Your heart begins to beat fast. Your palms begin to sweat. You turn to your left at your closet. The door is open. Did you leave the closet door open? A rustle comes from the inside. Are the clothes moving? No, no, no! This can't be happening. But it is, because it's 3 a.m. and it's the hour that the devil comes to play. Hello everyone, my name is Ivy, but you can call me. Hello everyone, my name is Ivy, or Wendy Ivy Martinez, but you can call me Ivy. And today we are going to be talking all about the witching hour, or the devil's hour, which some people say is 3 a.m., some people say it's 12 a.m. Which is it? I don't know. We're going to be talking about the origins, some stories of people who have had some terrible, horrifying experiences during this time, and why are we so darn scared of these times? As well as, last but certainly not least, some scientific theories. Let's go ahead and get started. So the concept of the witching hour, or the devil's hour, so to say, has so many origin stories to it. It's commonly believed to be a time associated with supernatural occurrences, magic, demonic entities, you name it. So the term witching hour originates from the belief in witchcraft and was often associated with witches. In medieval Europe, the hour was often to be a period between midnight and 1 a.m., though interpretations have varied. In Christian folklore, and according to Christian Western beliefs and traditions, supernatural energy becomes really strong around 3 a.m. Christ is believed to have died at 3 p.m. So naturally, the devil, his counterpart, is going to be an inversion of that. Or could it be the fact that the demonic likes to do things in threes, like knock in threes to mock the Holy Trinity? So the phrase "the witching hour" was actually first recorded in 1835, though origins sometimes seem to place it in 1535, where the Catholic Church forbade activities during 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. due to the rising concerns of witchcraft in Europe. Oh, good old Europe. Witch hunts, demonic activity, exorcisms, and rituals have all become intertwined with the witching hour, as just about any clock in any horror movie that you will watch. New Zealand Oxford University basically said that between 12 to 1 a.m., some people believe 3 to 4 a.m., it was basically a time when people deemed that witches would stay awake. I mean, I'm awake during that time. 12 to 1, not 3 to 4. This time is also considered to be bad luck. Within occult traditions and ceremonial magic, the witching hour is considered to be a significant time for rituals, spellcasting, and communication with spirits. It's believed to be a time when the veil is the thinnest between worlds, and the concept of the witching hour has been popularized, obviously, in literature and in movies. I mean, 3 a.m. and midnight, we see that so many times in different horror movies. Now let's talk about some terrifying tales of people who have experienced strange things during 3 a.m. The first one is called La Mala Hora. And if you see me looking down, it is because I am reading straight from what I read. So it says, La Mala Hora is a popular horror legend. It's known as the bad hour or the evil hour, an evil spirit. It comes in the form of a woman and haunts lonely travelers at 3 a.m. The woman possesses a demon face. If you come across her, then any of your close ones will die soon. Travelers who wander to isolated areas during midnight or 3 a.m. are warned against her. Some say it's a warning against midnight strolling. At the same time, others claim to see her. A spirit roaming around midnight is one of the reasons why midnight to 3 a.m. is so spooky. Because I guess some people say midnight, some people say they see her at 3 a.m. There's that one. Now we're gonna go into some Reddit stories. So the first story is by a person named Miss McLean. I turned over to the couch during a commercial break to zone out, only for something to come up right beside my ear and go, psst. Okay, there's no one in my house, and I felt a breath on my ear. I didn't move for a solid few minutes, but when I turned around and stopped freaking out, I got to watch all 4 of my cats stare at nothing. As nothing walked around the first floor of my house for 15 minutes. All their heads were swiveling in unison, standing but not moving towards it. That is terrifying. No thank you. Next is a story by a man named Cho Ads Spanker. Okay, I'm sorry. My phone just started playing this creepy music. It sounded like a ringtone almost, but way darker. And when I went through all the ringtones on my phone, nothing sounded similar. It wasn't coming from any app as far as I could tell, because it didn't show anything playing in the notification bar, and it didn't stop when closing all the apps. It stopped after restarting my phone, and it never happened again. So this next one is from a deleted account, but they say, I had some creepy dream where I believe I'm awake, but I'm stuck on my bed with my eyes closed, and no matter what, I can't move a single muscle. I hear something screaming, I know you know I'm here, I know you can hear me, and other creepy stuff like that. I was terrified because I don't know if I'm dreaming. I legit think I'm frozen in fear with this ghost thing just yelling at me. I wake up in a cold sweat and couldn't sleep well for the next few days. Shiznit seemed so real. Next, we have another story called Stairs. A girl has shared her childhood story. Back in the 4th grade, she would sleep with her bedroom door open. She often used to, I like how I got a ringing in my ear, thank you, used to wake up during 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. During this time, she heard footsteps down the stairs. These footsteps went into hallways, into the kitchen, and the dining room. The footsteps would always stop before her and go back to the basement. But one day, the footsteps did not stop. She could see the apparition of a young boy as it got to her door. He peeped at her and ran back to the basement. Since then, she now sleeps with the doors closed. No, thank you. Here are some theories as to why we wake up at 3 a.m. and why we see things at that hour. So the first theory originates by a historian named Roger Eckrich, who states that before the Industrial Revolution, people largely slept in 2 installments. It's unsurprising since there was no heater, no lighting, so spending time in bed was a good way to pass the time, especially during cold winter nights. The British night lasted 14 hours, and human beings simply didn't need to sleep for that long. Hence the first and the second sleep, with a break in between the middle. So many people could have been up during that time, during 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., doing very mundane things. And because of this, they think that that's why our brains are just kind of wired that way. And also we have to take into account a scientific theory that says that for most people, 3 a.m. hits right about the time that their body starts going into REM sleep, the deepest sleep possible. This does a few things to you. It slows your heart rate down, it drops your body temperature, and it generally dulls as many functions as possible so you can truly get your sleep and your rest. If you wake up suddenly during REM sleep, whether from some weird sounds, you're gonna feel super crazy weird. We can't help but let our instincts basically make us panic. So can we be certain that the witching hour stems from our own sleep pattern? Maybe not, but it certainly feels like something to hang on to. So what exactly is 3 a.m.? Is it the time that the devil comes out to play? Is the veil thin between worlds? Or is it simply our internal time clocks going through the normal states of sleep? I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. For now, I will leave you with one interesting fact. Did you know that Butch DeFeo, the man from the Amityville Horror who claimed to be possessed, murdered his family at 3:15 a.m.? Yeah. Once again, I am Ivy, or Wendy Ivy Martinez, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you liked it. Please let me know what you guys think of 3 a.m., what explains it. I personally think that it is a time where the veil is thinnest, just because, in my opinion, I feel like during that time, because everybody believes, so many people, so many of the mass people believe that this is a time when spirits are alive. Because of that, it created this sort of energy and this like huge amount of force and energy into it that it sort of created this thing to exist. So I do think that because so many people believe this time period is the time that the veil is thinnest, or the time that spirits and spooks and demons roam around, I think that that is very accurate just because of all that accumulated energy. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, I have the full podcast of the Witching Hour up on my podcast, the Woo Woo Podcast. I will put that link down below because that one goes into more detail than this video. I also have a TikTok where I am at The Witchypreneur and a Instagram at The Witchypreneur. Anyways, you guys, and also if you guys like books, I actually do have a booktube channel now called at Wendy the Geek Goddess. I will put that down below as well if you guys want to check out my book channel, my book/lifestyle channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!